All right, looks like we are live. Hey guys, welcome back to your Friday Q&A sessions in your HIT SEO program. I hope all of you guys are doing well, and happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody here, right? Which is probably why we have got less number of people live today. I can only see about 25 people live, and mostly it also looks like the assignment is pretty simple and pretty straightforward, right? You have spent that extra work in your previous assignment number 2, so here you gotta do a bunch of small things, right? A couple of optimizations and then you're good to go. Let's just wait for another couple of people to join in the meantime. If you guys are here, give me a hi in the chat box so that I know you guys are here. Hi Debanjali, hi Ashutosh, hi Sumati, hi Shivani. Hi Saloni, hi Abdul, hi Amrinder, hi Sanjeev. Hi Avinash, I'm doing great. How are you doing? Virendra Vyas is here. Raksha is here. Ajira is here. Abhishek is here. Rohit is here. Malikarjun is here. Arpita is here. And we also have Jackson here from the team. And looks like our mentors, Raksha and Justin also should be joining in. Raksha is already here. So yeah, welcome back to your Friday Q&A sessions. Like always, let's go through the task sheet first. I'll cover all the things that we need, and then you guys can drop in all your questions in the Q&A tab, and then I can start picking them up. Sounds good? If you are good to go, give me a good to go in the chat box, and we'll get started. The session might be a little short today, right? Because the assignment is not that extensive as well. All right, looks like we have got all the good to goes. Give me a minute while I share my screen. Oops. Okay. All right. All right, guys. So here is your task sheet. This is how it's going to look like. All right. As usual, drop in your name, email ID, and student ID. Please, guys, make sure that you don't make any mistakes while dropping in your student ID. Your student ID is capital HS, no space, followed by 3-digit number. All right. And your assignment will start from your second page here. So you guys have dropped in your content for your first article, right, in the previous task sheet. So what you have to do is you have to go ahead and like create 10 different headlines for that particular article, for the first article that you have written, right? Create 3 different meta descriptions. Both your headlines and meta descriptions should contain your primary keyword in it, right? And if you check the resources sheet in assignment number 2, you have the headline generator swipe file here. You can use them to generate your headlines, 10 different variations of your headlines and 3 different variations of your meta descriptions, right? After which you probably would have written an introduction in your content itself, which you have dropped in your previous assignment task sheet. So what you have to do is you just have to rework on the introduction part, keeping in mind the ARB formula that Sanjay has talked about in the session number 3. So make sure you cover all of these elements and rework on the introduction part and just drop in your introduction here and make sure you highlight the attention part, the reason part, and the benefit part in this particular content that you're going to copy paste here. Make sure you use the highlight option here and make sure you highlight the attention, reason, and benefit in the introduction. All right, is that clear? Right, followed by which you will have your on page SEO checklist, right? So this is the checklist that we have given you guys. Abhishek, again, this is something Sanjay has already talked about in the main session, so you can like just go back and watch the recording. So I will just be clearing the doubts in this particular Q&A session. We won't be covering the core concepts again. I hope that's okay with you. So this is the checklist that we have given from our end. And then one more thing is that you'll be using Rank Math plugin as well, which also kind of gives you pointers and everything in order to optimize your content for on-page SEO, right? We have talked about your three blocks or three verticals of your SEO, right? So relevancy is the first factor here, and on-page SEO is something that we do for making sure that the relevancy is right there, right up to the mark, so that Google identifies your content to be very relevant to the user query that is being put out in Google search. So make sure you use the primary keyword in the title. This is a must, guys. Primary keyword in the title. Also, in your introduction that you're going to be pasting here with the ARB formula, make sure the primary keyword is there in the introduction, preferably in the first 100 words of your content, right? That's that. Give me a minute, guys, while I close down the other Chrome windows here. Looks like it's a little slow. All right, yes, we are back. And make sure your primary keyword is also there in the meta description that you're going to be using. URL includes the primary keyword. So a couple of you guys had this question in your mind: should you be using a stop word in the URL, right? So what I would recommend is, since you guys have gone ahead and done your in title, in URL, and in quotes exact matches for your primary keywords, and you have found out the competitive metric for it, I would recommend you include the primary keyword along with the stop word in it, right? Because you are going to optimize it for the primary keyword. You're going to get this chance of dropping in your focus keyword or your primary keyword in the URL. I wouldn't recommend that you miss out on it. If your primary keyword in itself has stop words like in, for, but, if, and all of those things, make sure you use it. All right. If it doesn't have, it's well and good. If it doesn't have stop words, if your primary keyword itself doesn't have any stop words, it's well and good. But in case it has stop words in it, I would recommend that you use it in your URL. It's fine. It's completely fine. Sanjay has talked about it from your user perspective, right? But it doesn't make that much of a difference for you, for users to be putting in the URL, to type in the URL if it has a stop word. So I would recommend that you include the URL, complete URL with the primary keyword, even if it has stop word. Is that clear, guys? I saw this questions coming up a couple of times. Agreed? Okay, all right, awesome. So make sure that's there. So in case your primary keyword has stop words, you can just mark it as no here. It's completely fine. Out of the 17 items that we have here, tasks that we have here, you have to just complete 13 and make sure that it's like 75% complete here. So again, like I said, make sure your primary keyword appears in the first 100 words in your introduction. Subheadings is wrapped in H2. We'll talk about it. I'll also show you a sample article here. And make sure your primary keyword is also inserted in the H2 tag. Secondary keywords is inserted in the H2 tag. And secondary keywords is also used contextually in your content, right? You sprinkle all of these secondary keywords that you've picked up, long tail keywords and all of those things in your content. Make sure it's grammatically correct. It is completely okay for you to alter these keywords to make sure it's grammatically correct. All right. Is that clear? That was one more popular question. I saw it in the group, right? Make sure you use the word, use your secondary LSI keywords, and make sure it's grammatically correct. It shouldn't be an exact match of what you found out. It's completely fine to alter here and there. You can like rephrase it, interchange the words and everything, but make sure it's grammatically correct. At the end of the day, you're going to optimize it for the users first and then the search engines. All right, the same goes with the LSI keywords. Make sure you include at least 3 images in your content, right? You can take the images from any royalty-free websites like Unsplash or Pixabay, or there's one more called as FreePic and everything. All right, Sanjeev, let me zoom in my screen. Looks like you're having trouble looking at it. Is this good enough, Sanjeev? Let me know if this is good enough. All right, awesome. So once you have picked up 3 images from all of these websites, make sure they're not copyright. And at times what happens is you might have to use in Google Images as well. So I'll quickly show you how you can do that to make sure um, you don't face any copyright issues. So for example, let's take an example of digital marketing itself. Yes, before posting, all of this has to be done. Right, I'll go to the images tab here, and what you can do is you can click on tools here. Once you click on tools here, you will find something called as usage rights here, and what you can do is you can click on Creative Commons licenses. Right, Creative Commons licenses is something that you can use. So all of these images you can right click and save it to your system, and then you can upload it inside your WordPress editor, right? You can upload it there. So all of these images are free to use. You will not face any copyright issues. Just in case, if it is very niche article and all of those things, you might still not find images even in the Creative Commons licenses. So what you can do is you download those images, but then make sure you give credits to that particular website under each image. So just write in saying that credits colon and put in their domain name and link back to their website so that they at least feel credited for you to be using that image. Yes, Mayappan, that's how you do it. In case you don't find any images from the other websites that we have talked about, right? So there is one more website here which you can use. This also has plenty of um, create, free creatives. A couple of them are also paid. So if you guys are very interested in getting very high quality images, what you can do is you can probably group by this particular website subscription. It has, I guess, close to 100 downloads every day. So you guys can like share it with your batchmates. Yes, Arpita, you can definitely add in the images that you have clicked for yourself, right? You can definitely add it inside WordPress editor. So you have an upload option. I will show it to you in a bit. So that's that. Once you download these images, what you can do is you probably would have seen this option both in Windows and Mac. You can right click on that particular image and you get an option of renaming the file, right? Uh, you get an option of renaming the file. So what you can do is you can enter your primary keyword has a file name, your secondary keyword has your file names, and your LSI keywords has the file name, and then you upload it inside your WordPress editor. That way what happens is your images also might start ranking. For example, I'll show you this example. I guess we should be ranking for this particular keyword here. So nail rubbing benefits here. So if I go to images, uh, you should be able to see the featured image here. Can you guys see this? The featured image here that we created for our client, which is Nail Spa Experience. So we created this featured image using Photoshop, and this image is also ranking on the images section of your search engine. So if somebody is typing in nail rubbing benefits, and if they scroll down here, they can click on this and go back to the article itself. So this is also an excellent way for you to be getting in organic traffic, right? So make sure you spend some time in creating featured images and do proper research on getting high quality images, because that's also something that will benefit you in getting organic traffic. You can see this, it goes back to the article here. So make sure that file name is also there. So if I open this particular article in a new tab, Anmol, you can use softwares, online tools like Canva. So I'll also drop a link to this. This is a free tool that you can use. So you can pick up images from Unsplash and everything. Even Canva has an integration with Unsplash, if I'm not wrong. So you'll get a couple of images inside Canva itself. Yeah, Crello is also there. You can use Crello, Canva, and all of those things. Dropping in the URL here. 1 minute. right? So you can click on create a design here. And for the featured image, I would recommend a custom size of 1200 in width and 630 in height. All right, this is like a standard size that is recommended for any featured images that you use in your WordPress blog post. 1200 by 630 pixels is what you should be ideally using, right? I'll also drop that numbers in the chat box. You guys can make a note of it. So make sure you use Canva or anything of that sort to create your featured images. So for example, here, what we can do is I'll right click on this particular image, and I'll open this image in a new tab, and you'll be seeing this particular, um, looks like, looks like that particular image was not optimized for the file name. So this is an external image. So what we can do is I'll show you one more example here. Right, you also see that there's one more of our article here that's ranking in for this particular keyword. Yes, Achut, this blog doesn't have the SSL certificate turned on. It was hosted on our client's hosting server, so we were not able to like add in, but we definitely gave them the feedback and everything, and they took a lot of time, so even we gave up on it. So that's that. But make sure your website has SSL certificate, not because it's a direct ranking factor for Google in itself, but it creates a very bad experience for the user, right? So they're coming to your website and they're seeing this not secure symbol, and obviously they're going to feel insecure of going through this website and everything, right? So that's the only reason. Those user signals might indirectly impact your SEO ratings. So if you open this particular image here, so you'll see this is your URL for the image that you have uploaded, right? So here it says featured image 1.png. It doesn't look great, right? So this particular image has not been optimized for the file name. So what you can do is, if you add in or if you rename this particular file in your desktop before even uploading it to WordPress, so what happens is, instead of featured image 1, what you can see is nail vitamins, right? Nail vitamins.png. That's what it's going to show. And that's also an ranking factor. So make sure you rename your files once you save it to your system. Make sure you rename it with the primary keywords, secondary keywords, and LSI keywords, depending on how many images you have downloaded. Say about you have 4 images. What I would recommend you do is, for one of those images, you rename it as your primary keyword. For the other 2 images, you rename it as your secondary keywords, 2 different secondary keywords. And the 4th image, you can probably rename it for your LSI keyword. Is that clear, guys? That's what the file name here talks about. Primary keyword is used in the file name, right? Secondary keyword is used in the file name. LSI keywords is used in the file name. That's that. And primary keyword is used as alt tags that you'll find it inside your WordPress editor. So if I go into all posts and upload any particular image, you click on that particular image block, you will see a gear icon on the top. And once you click on that gear icon, you will be able to see a particular option on the right hand tools bar, which allows you to drop in your alt image, alt text for that particular image. So it's also a good opportunity for you to be dropping in your primary keyword, secondary keyword, and LSI keywords. Right. Okay, so this doesn't have any images as of yet. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and like upload one random image here. Okay, this does have. So you can see there is one image here. So if you click on this particular image, you'll see that all of these things open up, right? Make sure you click on this blogs tab here on the top, and then you will see something called as the alt text or alternative text, right? So you can add in your primary keyword here for this particular image. If you want to add in more keywords, you can just add a comma and give it one space and then followed by the other keywords. Say, for example, uh, Male vitamins, right? So you can do this as well. Right? If you have multiple images, make sure you add in at least one or two primary slash secondary slash LSI keywords into each of these images. And this is what alt text is all about. If you can kind of correlate that particular word that you're adding in here, primary keyword or secondary keyword, to the image in itself, that will be perfect, because alt text is something that will be shown in the browser if the image doesn't load properly. All right. Yes, Anmol, you can give two alt text for a particular image. Is that clear, guys? Have you guys understood on how to use alt text, how to use your keywords in your alt text? All right, so that's that. So once you have completed all of this checklist, make sure you add in your topic name. Topic is nothing but your title of your article, right? Once you publish your article, so what you can do is, for example, here, once you, so for example, post, I'll go. So once you click on the post thing, you will see an option called as permalink here. So make sure your primary keyword is here. To avoid spaces, you can add in hyphens, right? Once you do this, you can update your article, and once you preview your article, you will get the URL for that published post. So this is something you will have to add in. So you can remove all of this extra part after slash and question mark. So this is the exact URL that you should be adding in your published post URL. So make sure you add it, because our review team will also be checking out your website and your article on your live website. So once you publish the article, make sure you drop in the URL here. Is that clear, guys? Give me a good to go in the chat box if that is clear. All right, guys, drop in your questions in the Q&A tab, please. All right. So make sure. So what has happened is, since you guys have understood keyword research much better right now, after the second session got completed and after you did all of those things, so you can go back and rework on your keyword research as well. It's completely fine for you to go back and like work on your keyword research before publishing your first article and your second article. So what you can probably do is, since if you are changing all your primary keywords and secondary keywords, we would also want to know what kind of changes you have done. So make sure you add in all your primary keywords here, secondary keywords here, followed by a comma, and LSI keywords here that you're going to use in that article, right? So last time in your assignment 2, what has happened is you guys have not highlighted any of those keywords in your article. Last time we have given a good to go, right? This time we are going to reject articles, reject your assignments if you do not highlight your keywords that you've used in the article. It's mandatory for you guys to highlight those keywords that you have used in your article, primary keywords, secondary keywords, and LSI keywords. Make sure you use the highlight option in your Google Docs or Microsoft documents and everything. So make sure you highlight the keywords. If the keywords are not highlighted, we are going to reject your article. Is that clear? So that's that. So once you do all of those things, you can go back to rank math here, right? You can go back to rank math here. So once you install rank math, you will see something called as, you'll get this option called as rank math here. So click on it and you should be able to drop in your focus keyword, which is your primary keyword again, as well as you can include a couple of other keywords as well. 2 secondary keywords is also allowed. So once you do that, what rank math does is it kind of identifies where all of these keywords are used in your particular article, right? So it's going to give you basic SEO errors and everything. So you can click on this and see that your focus keyword doesn't appear at the beginning of your content, which is fine. You don't have to like forcefully add in your focus keyword in the beginning of the title. If you can naturally use it, it's well and good. If not, it's completely fine. Right? Go through all of those errors here and try and fix it as much as possible. If not, it's completely fine. So you have to get a score of 80 minimum for the assignment to be approved, right? So we have written here the 80 is the mandatory score for you to be getting your assignment approved. So make sure that's there. If you follow the checklist that we have given, right, the checklist that has 17 pointers, you should be getting a score of 80 plus, right? If you still don't get a score of 80 plus, even after following those 17 checklist pointers, you can try and solve all of these issues here. Right now that you're publishing two articles, try and interlink them both. So if you can't naturally interlink them inside your content itself, so what you can do is at the end of the article, you can probably write a word, write a sentence saying that you can also check out the latest article that we have written and link it to that particular URL. Right? On how you can link it, I'll show you. So just highlight the phrase that you want to interlink. Click on this link icon here, right? Or Command K or Control K. So click on it and drop in the URL of that particular of your second article or your first article if you're editing the second article. Drop in the URL here. In this case, or let me just like highlight, drop in the URL for this particular here, right? Once you do that, you can also add in if it is an internal link, what you can do is you can turn this toggle off, which says open in a new tab. If it is an external link, what you can do is you can click on this toggle so that people don't leave your website, right? Once they click on this link, there's a new tab that opens up in your browser and people can open up external links. But if it is an internal link, you can like turn this off, right? Forget about all of those other options here. We'll talk about it later. And then you can like click on submit. Right now this particular phrase has been highlighted, and if we click on this in the live front end, so it's going to take you to this particular website. So is that clear, guys? That's how you highlight and interlink. Is that clear, guys? All the questions in the Q&A tab, please. Let's go through the task sheet first and then we'll come back to all of those things. Right, so part one is done. Now you have to write a new 1,000+ words article again for your third assignment. You have already written the content for your second assignment, right? That's your first article. Now you're going to create one more piece of content with 1,000+ words. Make sure you again optimize it for on-page SEO. The checklist is here right below, right? Make sure you highlight those things, write in your topic names, URL, published URL, primary keywords, and all of those things. Make sure you generate 10 different headlines for the second article as well, and choose one of them for your published article and create 3 meta descriptions. Write the introduction, just copy paste the introduction part only here and highlight the attention, reason, and benefit. And make sure this particular article also has a rank math score of 80 plus. So what you can do is you can just like take a screenshot of this particular page here, take a screenshot which shows this particular score here, right? Make sure your domain name is also visible in that particular screenshot. So take a screenshot like this and make sure the score is also available as well as your domain name is also visible, and paste that screenshot in your assignment task sheet and use this paste to drop in your content before you even publish it inside WordPress. Make sure you copy paste your entire 1,000+ words here and highlight all the keywords. It's been highlighted here very clearly. If in case we find any assignments which do not have the keywords highlighted, we are going to reject it. Is that clear, guys? That's that for the task sheet. And okay, let me show that, Anmol. Put in your questions in the Q&A tab so I can like go through it one by one. That's that for the task sheet, and let's start taking up questions from the Q&A tab here. All right. Yes, Dodd is asking, do we need to pick up one headline from the 10 different headlines that you have generated? Yes, you have to first write 10 different variations of your headline for your particular article that you have written, and then choose one of those headlines and then publish it inside your WordPress. I hope that answers your question. Anurabha is asking, can I use 6 secondary and 6 LSI keywords for my secondary article? Yes, for sure, Anurabha, you can use any amount of keywords. The minimum that we recommend here is, and minimum for the assignment purpose is 11 keywords in total, 1 primary, 5 secondary and 5 LSI keywords. That's how you group it. If you can add in more keywords, nothing like it. You can definitely do that. As per the assignment sheet, we need to add primary keyword and 2 secondary keywords in rank math. Do I need to add it under focus keyword section, both the primary and secondary keywords? Please clarify. Yes, Anurabha, you have to add in your primary keyword and 2 secondary keywords inside rank math focus keyword option. So just in case you're not able to get a score of 80, what you can try and do is you can remove those 2 secondary keywords that you've added and just keep it to primary keyword. That is also completely fine for the assignment. All right, so I will let the review team know about it. So you can just add in 1 primary keyword and see if the score reaches 80. If it reaches, well and good. If it reaches with 3 keywords in it, 1 primary and secondary keywords, that will be the best. All right, why is this link here, Rohit? I'm not sure, so I'm going to dismiss this question here. Which table of content plugin to install and what is its usage? All right, let me answer this question by sharing my screen. So what you can do is, so I'll open up my editor, go back to the WordPress dashboard. Anurabha, then that's perfect. You can add in your second primary and 2 secondary keywords in your focus keyword section. Go into your plugin sections and click on add new. There's plenty of plugins that does this job, guys. Anmol, if you can follow this. So just type in easy table of contents or tables of content. So just check it here and you should be able to find this particular very simple plugin that allows you to add in the table of contents. So this is the plugin by Steven here. It's been installed in like about 2 lakh 200k websites here. So you can install this particular plugin and it's fine, guys. It's untested. It's fine because it doesn't have a lot of functionalities, so it's not going to conflict with other plugins. So I would recommend this. You can find in other plugins also if you want. If you just type in table of content, you'll find plenty of other plugins as well which does the same job. So you can use any of those plugins, right? So here you have table of contents plugins, right? Plenty of other plugins. So once you install that, you should be getting that particular option here under settings. Easy table of contents plugins will be here under settings, table of contents. Right, what it allows you to do is it'll give you a particular tables of contents at the beginning of your article, and this entire table of contents plugins, right, all of these pointers here can be, like if you click on one of these headings here, it'll go back to that particular section. So it kind of helps your user to quickly jump into particular sections that they want answers for, right? So you can like click in and go to that particular section. That's what it does. It also creates a very good hierarchy for your article in itself, right? So all the H1, H2 tags that you've used, those are the ones that are appearing here. You can see the hierarchy. So this is H2 tag, this is H2 tag, this is H3 tag that's been placed under H2 tag. So it's 3.1 now, and from 4 it's back again to H2 tags. These are the subheadings, these are the H3 subheadings. So that's how it kind of adds in here. So once you go to this particular plugin here, the settings, you can enable it for post and pages, or you can like just exclude pages as well. You can click on this option called as auto insert for post, and you can select the top position here, show when one or more headings are present, and check all of these options. You can probably like watch a YouTube video on it, right? I'm not going to cover all of these options here. Click on save changes, and then once you go into your article itself, you will get an extra option at the end of the article for you to be adding in the table of contents plugin. So let me open up one of these articles real quick. right? This plugin definitely helps for your SEO because it kind of helps your user to interact with particular sections of your articles very easily. So if you go to the bottom of this page, you should be able to see, right? You can see this table of contents option here. So just click on it and it'll like open up. By default, if you have auto inserted that particular, if you have checked in the auto insert option, you don't have to do anything here, right? So make sure, right, you add in all of these, check in all of those headings. Just watch a YouTube video, guys. I'm not very sure of all of these options here. So just make sure you click in all of those options and update, and you should be able to see something like this being auto inserted in your front end of your article. Is that clear, Anmol? I hope that helps. All right. Should we add the, Meyapan is asking, should we add the image name inside WordPress as example, how to do digital marketing Pixabay? No, you don't have to add in the uh, word below the article in itself. While you're uploading the article, the file name gets uploaded automatically, right? So one of those factors in your on-page SEO is already checked in when you upload a particular file that already has the file name with the primary keyword or secondary keywords. Right? Just in case you're taking it from a particular website where you might get copyright strike, right? Then you can add in the caption or just below that particular image, credit goes to this particular website and link it to that particular website that you've taken that image from. For Pixabay and Splash, you don't have to add any kind of credits. Yes, Rohit, you can definitely add in 2 alt text to one of those images. Sanjay is asking, as per Sanjay, we can revisit the article and update keyword research and article as well. Yes, you're absolutely right, Sanjeev. You can go back and rework on your article. You can rework on your keyword research as well. Just make sure whatever changes that you have done, you are mentioning it in the task sheet, right? So I just showed you there is a section for dropping in the primary keyword, secondary keyword, and LSI keywords. So just make sure that you use that particular section in order to drop in all your keywords so that we know that you have used all of these keywords and this is what your keyword group is all about. Can I use the previous article where I highlighted? I'm not sure what you mean by that, Meyapan. Can you like let me know what you mean by that? Sanjeev, in published articles, keywords needs to be highlighted. No, once you paste all your content inside WordPress, you do not have to bold any kind of keywords and highlight any keywords, any kind of keywords inside your WordPress editor. But when you copy paste the content inside your task sheet, right, that Google Docs task sheet, there you have to highlight all the keywords that you have used. Do not highlight keywords in your WordPress editor because then it'll look very odd for the users coming in and reading your article, right? So there, make sure you do not highlight or bold any kind of keywords there, but in your task sheet, you have to highlight it. Amrinder is asking, we have to add one LSI and primary keyword. Yeah, all of them. So make sure you use all of those 11 keywords that you have done keyword research for in the article itself, right? But you don't have to like forcefully enter them. Whatever keyword you're using, you just make sure you highlight them. That's the only thing in the task sheet. You don't have to deliberately use all of those 11 keywords. Whatever you can use naturally, you can like add in your content. All right, Shanta, noted. Yes, Meyapan, focus keyword generally means your primary keyword. Both of them means the same thing. 10 headlines means 10 different versions of the same topic, right? Yes, exactly, Arpita. We don't have to add them in the article. Can you give an example? You don't have to add them in your WordPress main article. You just choose one of them out of those 10 and publish in your WordPress article, but 10 different versions have to be there in your task sheet. Sanjeev, as of now, we are not going to worry too much about how your website looks and what are the pages and everything. We'll cover them slowly in the upcoming sessions. For now, you just have to publish your article number 1 and article number 2 in your WordPress dashboard. That's that. We'll cover pages and everything later on. Right? Internal links within the article and external links from one article to another article. Internal links means that you're linking out to a particular URL that's also part of your domain name, right? So when you're writing 2 articles, for example, one of your articles can be nailspaexperience.com/nail vitamins. One more article that you have written might have this URL called as nailspaexperience/nail rubbing benefits, right? So you're interlinking nail rubbing benefits article from your nail vitamins article, and you're interlinking nail vitamins article from your nail rubbing benefits article. That is called interlinking. The link goes back to your own website itself. So external linking is something that you refer to a outside website. For example, if you give me a link from your website to my particular article, then it's called as external link. I hope that answers your question. Sumati, you can use different colors to highlight primary, secondary, and LSI keywords, but it's also okay if you just highlight using one of those colors. Yes, we need to publish both of the articles on WordPress. Yes. Yes, you have to optimize it for on-page SEO and publish the second article as well, Abhishek. Not really, Sanjeev. You don't have any swipe file for meta description. So you just write a small summary of what your article is covering in the meta description, but make sure you use your primary keyword. So an easy way to generate headlines and meta description is that you put in your primary keyword in the Google search, go through all the competitors that are ranking for this particular keyword. You will get a fair idea of how they have written their meta description, right? So you can take some inspirations from there. That's an easy way of doing it. In case my keyword is generate money SEO skills online, but I write generate money using your SEO skills online, which word should I highlight? You highlight the entire word, generate money using your SEO skills online. That's the altered keyword that you've used, right? So make sure you highlight that particular word. Not the primary keyword that you've chosen while doing keyword research. Whatever you have altered while using it contextually in the article, that's what you should be highlighting. Yeah, looks like I've also already answered this. Are we supposed to list out 10 headlines? Will these 10 headlines become the content of our article? No, I guess I've answered this, Mitra. You just use one of those headlines inside your WordPress article. Rahul Anand is asking, Ahrefs shows some keywords with 0 volume, but that keywords is also shown on Google. Can I create my article on those keywords which has very less volume on Google? Rahul, the primary keyword that you choose has to have a minimum of 30 volume in Ahrefs. That is mandatory, right? Whatever Google shows, there are a compilation of all the different kinds of variations of that particular keyword, and they're kind of compiling it together to give you one secondary or one LSI keyword. And that doesn't mean that those keywords might have some kind of volume, but they contextually might have some kind of volume. So what you can do is, for primary keyword, you have to choose one of those keywords from your Ahrefs tool itself, right? And it should have a minimum volume of 30. And then for your secondary and LSI keywords, you can go ahead and like choose phrases from Google, or people also ask section inside Google search, and you can use them as your secondary and LSI keywords, but it's not allowed to use as a primary keyword. I hope that answers your question. Achut, we have sent you the Rank Math username and password in your email. So just check for, I guess, HIT SEO session 3, Rank Math credentials or Rank Math details. That's the headline of the email that I sent. So you can search for hello@sanjayshenoy.com in your mail inbox. You will get it. If you haven't received it, just ping me on WhatsApp or Jackson on WhatsApp, and we will share that credentials with you. How to improve ranking in Rank Math Pro by making sure you follow those checklists that we have given and making sure you take suggestions from the Rank Math suggestion itself, right? So just see what they're recommending you to use and try and use that in order to rank. But easily using all the checklists that we have given and Rank Math suggestion, you should be easily getting in a score of 80 plus. All right. So, for example, if you have altered that particular primary keyword, make sure when you're using it inside focus keyword field inside rank math, you use that altered primary keyword, not the keyword that you have used or you found out from your keyword research. So it should be exact match of what you have used in the content. So that will improve your score. Harshita, alt text will not be shown in your URL. URL is your file name, right? Alt text is something that shows up when your image doesn't load. So just in case your image doesn't load, two of these alt text will just appear below the image. But it happens very rarely, like, I don't know, maybe one in thousands or one in 10,000s. So that's a good opportunity for you to be dropping in your keywords. Anmol, highlight and bold text is considered as same thing or not? You can either bold it or you can use the highlighter option inside Google Docs. Both of them works. It is just for us to understand what kind of keywords you have used. Sanjeev is asking for academic interest, how to find the meta description of any website. So this is something we are going to cover in the future sessions, but as a small brief, I would say that you put in your primary keyword, go through all of those search results, right? You will be able to see the headline as well as the meta description that these websites have used or this particular blog has used. That's how you find them. But going forward, we'll be using a tool called a Screaming Frog, which allows you to fetch all of these meta descriptions and titles for external websites. Oh, I still have 8 more questions to answer. Yes, Mayappan, you do not highlight the keywords in the WordPress editor. You just have to highlight inside the task sheet. I had to do the keyword research again for the secondary and LSI keywords of assignment to article. I have rewritten the assignment to article again now. How to build efficiency and speed in completing the assignment and meet all criteria, including the rank math score. I guess I've already covered all of these things. So if there is anything specific, please let me know, Harshita. Right, whatever the iterated version of your keyword research and the keywords that you have recently updated is what you should be using in the article as well. So you can always go back and like edit your WordPress article. You can always update it multiple times. There's no limit on that. And if you have not updated it in the previous task sheet, it's completely fine. Make sure you highlight those keywords, new keywords in this particular task sheet. That's that. Yes, please use different colors, Mayappan. For the meta description, I don't need to use my primary keyword in the order it is, right? Or is it compulsory to use a keyword in the order of the words there is? Example, primary keyword social anxiety meaning. May I use it in the description has meaning of social anxiety? Yes, Shanta Shetty, you can definitely do that. But what happens is your rank math might give you a smaller score. So if you're choosing your primary keyword as meaning of social anxiety, then that's something you should be adding inside rank math focus keyword field as well. That is the same keyword that should be going inside your title as well. So make sure whatever keyword is going inside your title and meta description, it should be the same version. So you don't change those versions there. It has to be the same in order to get that score. Otherwise, your relevancy factor will not get increased. Won't I have to publish an article first before I can interlink it to the another article? Yes, Shanta, you have to publish one of those articles or both of those articles and then come back and edit both of these articles in order to interlink. Otherwise, you won't be getting the permalink of it. Hi, Mitra is saying I'm confused between header tags and headlines. Can you please explain with the example? All right, Mitra. So let me hop into my screen real quick and show you, right? So this is how your dashboard looks like. By default, whatever title you're choosing here, right? It's already wrapped inside H1 tag. This is something WordPress does manually, right? You don't have to worry about it. So you don't have to wrap this inside the H1 tag. By default, your title is wrapped inside H1 tag. So that is clear, right? So H1 is clear here, and H1 should be used only in the title. Make sure you do not use H1 for any of those other subheadings that you use here. For example, here, this is the next subheading. So you wrap it here and it's called as header tags. So H1, H2, H3, and all of these things are also called as subheadings, but are also called as header tags in your SEO terms. So you mark this as H2. Just in case there is one more subtopic under what are user personas subtopic, what you do is, for example, why do you need user personas? This is actually an H2 tag. But if you feel that this particular subheading should be placed under this H2 subheading, which is what are user personas, what you do is you select this particular text here and change it to H3. So now what happens is you will see this I symbol here which says details. You can click on it and then you will be seeing the document outline. Right here it will say which is the title that you have chosen. So this is the H1 tag. What are user personas now is H2 tag. And why do you need user personas is the H3 tag. Now it shows you the hierarchy of the article in itself. So in SEO terms, it's called as header tags, but in layman's terms, it's called as headings and subheadings. I hope that answers your question, Mitra. Let me know in the chat box. Yes, Meyapan, you should be taking a headlines is something that H1 tag, the title of the article it's in itself is the main headline, right? So the 20 variations that you're creating as headlines is the title in itself. All right. Yes, you have to paste a screenshot of the rank match score for both of those articles. Mitra, it is for you to identify which of those headlines is the best one, right? So if you're just creating one headline, then you wouldn't have any other reference points in order to see if this headline is better than this particular headline. So when you're creating 10 different headlines, now you have different reference points, right? When you're reading 10 different headlines, you know that, oh, this particular headline makes a much better impact or creates much more interest for the user to be clicking on that particular article, right? So that's why you're creating different versions of it, just so that you have different reference points. So what you also can be doing is you can add in your first headline into your article and publish it. And when you start getting in organic traffic, say for about you're getting in 300 traffic for that particular article every single day or in a particular month, you go and check the CTR of that particular article inside your Google Search Console. For example, say you have a CTR of 2.5%. So next, what you can do is if you feel that if I change this headline to the other headline that I've created, you update the article, and then for the next month, you go and analyze your CTR scores again. If the CTR increases to 3%, you clearly know that this is the winning headline, right? So that's why you're creating 10 different variations of the headline. I hope that helps. All right. Sumati is saying personal branding has 3.9K volume, but personal brand has 350 volume. So what you can do here, Sumati, is personal branding. You should like use a common sense here again. This is like a manual research that you should be doing. Personal branding and personal brand mostly has the same intent, right? People who are looking for personal branding article and personal brand is almost the same. So what you do here is use the 3.9K volume as your primary keyword and use personal brand as your secondary keyword. So there you're clubbing both of them together. But if you use personal brand as your primary keyword, then I wouldn't recommend you using personal branding as your secondary keyword, because it has more volume. You still can use it. There's no rules that you shouldn't be, but we recommend you to be using secondary keywords that do not have more volume than the primary keyword itself. So here you can go the other way around. You can use personal branding as your primary keyword. Dibanjali is asking, is it compulsory to use the table of contents right at the top or up to us? It's up to you, Dibanjali. There's no rules as such. But if you use it in the top of the article, it will make more sense for the user. So some of those users will just come in order to check particular sections of your article. It is easy for them to quickly glance over and like jump into those particular sections. So preferably use it in the top of your article. If not, you can like use it at the bottom as well. There's no issues. So you'll understand the importance of using table of contents plugin in your session number 10, I suppose, where we'll be talking about voice SEO and all of those things. There is one more benefit of using table of contents plugins. So you will understand it in the later sessions. Ashita, what do you mean by any tips for building efficiency and speed while you're writing the article, right? So now that you've done keyword research, what you can do is the best way to be writing an article is first going ahead and doing all your research about what other people are talking about this particular topic. Make pointers, make outlines first, right? So once you make the outlines, uh, try and see if you can include these secondary keywords and your primary keyword as one of these subheadings or subtopics, right? So mark them as H2 and like make a list of the subheadings first, and then you drop in all the pieces of contents. So the best way to be writing it, I guess, I don't know, this is just from my experience and from my experience of seeing freelance content writers doing it. So they basically write in all the, and they basically do the outline of the articles first, and then they add in small parts to these subheadings. That's how they build that article, because that way it helps them to like create that depth in that article, right? So that's how you do it, and practice. So once you start publishing 3 or 4 articles, you'll obviously develop that kind of speed and efficiency. Amrinder, I guess you have not added the exact match of that primary keyword inside your meta description or inside your rank math focus keyword field, which is probably why it is showing you that it's not been optimized for meta description. Sure, Amrinder, write a email to support@sanjayshenoy.com and share your screenshots there. We'll be looking at it. So Anmol is saying your SEO title doesn't contain a number. What does it mean? So this is not for everybody, Anmol. So this is just one of the suggestions that Rank Math gives you in order to increase the CTR again. So usually what happens is if you're talking about certain tips, right? For example, 7 tips on how you can wash your, or how you can do a particular thing, 7 tips. So if you have a number in your title, what it does is it kind of helps you increase the CTR. So people are more interested in clicking a particular title which has a number in it. But if your article doesn't need to have a number in it, you don't have to like include it. That's just a suggestion when you write a listicle and all of those things. 7 different ways of doing this, 3 different types of, I don't know, male vitamins and all of those things. That's that, guys. So we have answered pretty much all the questions. Let me know if you guys have any other questions that you want me to answer. All right, looks like that's all. Okay, looks like one more question popped in. Arshita, listicle is a particular article which talks about different types. So you'll get to know about it later. We'll be talking about a pillar article and all of those things. So like I said, 7 different types of nail vitamins. That's a listicle article where you like list down what are those 7 different types of listicles. That's that. Ahrefs is not opening in my PC. Any issue with that? Sanjeev, what you can do is probably you can like clear your browser cache or use a different browser. You can also use Ahrefs from your mobile also. So if you want to do keyword research, you can quickly use in your phone to do keyword research. Mitra, again, the particular article you can check out Sanjay's article, which talks about content writer, how to become a content writer in India. That clearly explains the 6-step framework. So you can go ahead and look at it first and then relate it to your particular article. That's again a suggestion that Sanjay has given in order to uh, help you craft your article better, but it's left up to you to change things and everything. No, not really. You don't have to strictly follow that particular layout. You can alter it according to your needs and requirements. That's just a framework. Or if you have no idea about writing, that's probably how you should be doing it. Mayappan, yes, you can definitely ping me and Jackson, but make sure you put in your question in the WhatsApp community group and tag us there. So that allows us to be more responsive to you guys because there's a lot of DMs coming in and it's very obvious that we cannot reply to all the DMs, right? So make sure you use the group. Thank you so much for understanding. All right, guys, with that, we are almost done with our session, Q&A session. I hope I helped you in answering all your questions and doubts. Let me know if you have any other doubts and questions. You can obviously post it in the group. You have Jackson there, you have your mentors there, Raksha is there, Mangala is there, Jostin is there, Tobin is there, everybody is there. So please make sure you use the group in order to ask all your questions. Devasis is asking which software to be used to check for plagiarism. You can use any of the free plagiarism tools that you get out there, Devasis. I guess there is one from Small SEO Tools. So just search for Small SEO Tools and plagiarism checker. You should be able to find one of them. They're free, but I guess it's limited to 1,000 words. So you just have to like do it in 2 parts. You can use that. So that gives you a fair idea of how much percent your article is plagiarized. All right, guys, that's that. Okay, looks like there's 3 more questions that came in. Okay, there's a thank you message in the Q&A tab. What is meant by front load your keyword, please? So Sanjeev, when you're writing your headline, right? So your primary keyword, if it appears in the first part of your headline, right, that's called front load. So rank math kind of suggests you to be front loading your primary keyword because what happens is it kind of helps you increase the CTR. So people are more likely to click on your article when they see that particular phrase, whatever they type in the Google search, that is being used in the beginning of your article. That's what it means. But you don't have to always do it. If you can naturally include that primary keyword in the beginning of the article, it's well and good. Otherwise, it's completely fine. Do I write articles only from the 5 category keywords? No, you can go ahead and like create a new keyword group and write an article on it. It's just that make sure you choose the second least competitive keyword group. Otherwise, this is our suggestion because you should be seeing some kind of results by the end of the program or at least 4 months down the line, right? If you're choosing keyword groups that has like a lot of competition out there, you're not going to start seeing any kind of results. So make sure you start choosing keyword groups that are least competitive within the keyword group that you have created and go ahead and like start creating content them, and then you can attack the keyword groups that has slightly more competition. I hope that helps. Yes, it definitely is 9:05, Shanta, but I definitely can't end the session without answering and clearing all of your questions. So now that we have done that, I guess it's time to wrap up this session. Thank you so much for showing up on a Friday night, that too with having your festivals and all of those things. Again, happy Ganesh Chaturthi to everybody here. I hope you guys stay safe, take care, and have a good night and enjoy the weekend. Looks like the lockdown is being lifted in most of the places, so you guys can probably go out, but stay safe and enjoy. That's that, guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to use the group. Feel free to use the group. Jackson is saying he has a question on how to use Google. Yes, guys, I see this pretty basic questions being asked in the group. I don't find a reason why you should be doing that. Like, what are stop words? You can just Google it on. You can just Google it in order to find what are the examples of stop words, right? Please do that in the beginning before even asking those questions in the uh, WhatsApp group, right? That's how you should be doing it. All right, guys. Yes, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for showing up, and I'll see you in the next week's Friday Q&A session. Until then, goodbye. Take care.